Yo, what's up, everyone? It's Off the Rink here. And it's been a fat minute since we've uploaded a video to this channel. And, well, that's for good reason. Obviously, the last video we uploaded was the Nikita Zadorov trade. Since then, the Canucks have literally made the playoffs and gone from that to trading away JT Miller, losing their core, and kind of destroying the whole hopes of an entire city. So given that, I think there's a lot of content to be made and a lot of views to be gained. I'm joking, obviously. This is something we enjoy doing, and we've been pretty busy, so we put it off for a while. But without further ado, why don't we just jump into it and discuss this article, Trade Deadline Rumors and the Notes, featuring Frank Seravalli. Now, in this article, they go over potential landing spots for Brock Boeser and his future in Vancouver. I kind of want to give my thoughts right now on everything that they're going through. The first quote from this article is, I would say 40% chance they extend him, and that there's a 25% chance that they will keep him as a rental. So 65 chance Brock Boeser is a Vancouver Canuck past Friday at noon, and a 35% chance of him being traded. Now, right away, I kind of want to give my thoughts on this. I think keeping Brock Boeser as a rental is probably one of the stupidest things management could do right now. To be honest, looking at the Canucks and the way they're playing under Rick Tocchet, and not really just Rick Tocchet, how they're playing as a whole, is kind of alarming, to say the least. Their dump and chase system, their unenthusiastic attitude every time they hop on the ice to put on 15 shots and get completely blanked by goaltenders, to get completely every single shot blocked. Like, I could go on and on about my complaints with how the Canucks are playing right now. Keeping Brock Boeser without a contract, or just simply not doing anything with him with the hopes that he'll re-sign in the offseason, is something that we saw before with Jim Benning and Chris Tanev and Jacob Markstrom, Tyler Toffoli, all those guys. And as a result, we were able to recruit zero assets for any of those players, and we just let them all walk, which was a fireable offense, in case you guys can't remember. So I think keeping Brock Boeser without a contract is the path for Patrick Allvin to etch his name beside Jim Benning. And this is not like a frenzy talking like, oh my god, whoa, no, no, this is no hysteria. This is genuinely serious. I've liked Allvin. I think he's made some great moves, but keeping Brock Boeser and then not just trading him or just letting him walk in the offseason for absolutely nothing is quite possibly one of the stupidest things you could do. And we look at that right here in the latter half of the article, that it ties directly into Boeser's decision and Vancouver's overall direction. And given how they've been playing, I think it doesn't take a dumb man to see that the Vancouver Canucks need to be retooling assets. Now, there's a lot of things that you could do to leverage in a Brock Boeser trade, hypothetically. I would ideally picture a first rounder coming back, maybe a B-level prospect. In the article, they discuss obviously some landing spots for Brock Boeser. We're going to look at this other article right here. It's 5 landing spots for Brock Boeser, and they kind of go over, obviously, shipping him to his hometown of the Minnesota Wild. I think he'll slot in very nicely as a top sniper, and obviously playing on that line with Kaprizov, it would be a perfect, almost dream fit for Brock Boeser in the Wild. And in return, I see the Canucks getting maybe a guy like Ogren, who, by the way, is a former line mate of Lakari Mäki from his days in Sweden's U18 World Championship. And can you imagine Ogren in the pipeline for the Canucks? I think you get Ogren and maybe a second, or even try to get a first from Minnesota, and that looks like a very appealing trade for both sides. Obviously, the Senators is another destination for Boeser. I think that they need a strong scoring threat in their top 9. Boeser would give them that and help a power play that has been good, but not great this season. The Canucks could get back quite a few players in this trade, particularly Josh Norris, who is obviously a good friend of Quinn Hughes, who I could definitely see impacting and bolstering this offense, although his contract comes at a 7.95 AAV. I genuinely think he might be as successful as JT Miller when they acquired him from the Tampa Bay Lightning. Given the fact that he's only 25 years old, I can see Norris being a key piece to this Canucks core for the years to come, and this is exactly the move that the Canucks should be looking to make. I don't really know if you'd have to add to Boeser to get Norris, but I think this is probably the most underrated option, to say the least. So overall, I think the Canucks need to make a decision on Boeser literally today. Do they re-sign him? Do they trade him? Because the worst thing you can do is stall this out until he walks in free agency. I know he wants to come back. I know both sides want to work on a contract. But realistically, decisions need to be made on the future of this franchise. We cannot keep stalling it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. This is Off the Rink, and make sure you keep your stick on the ice.